8th grade, Renton Prep students were tasked to create a visual design in the virtual reality game Toothbrush. This was the first time that Renton Prep students have ever submitted a project to virtual reality. The concept of this project was to bring in different aspects of Spanish culture and ideas from the book The Alchemist to create a 3D design. Students were very excited to start this project, but were constrained with a list of criteria. We had to incorporate a part of Spanish culture or a poem, a part of our personal lives, and we also had a reference back to the book The Alchemist, which is what this project was based off of. On top of all of this, we had to come up with a theme that tied in with all of our concepts. With the criteria in mind, we started researching. I researched about Spanish churches and architecture. In the beginning of the book, Santiago started off at a Spanish church. The book took place during the 1890s, so I studied about Spanish architecture during the 1890s. For the book incorporation, I studied about Egyptian pyramids. In The Alchemist, Santiago ended at the pyramids. I researched about the structures, symbolism, and the history. For my personal reference, I studied about New York architecture. I lived in New York for 6 years, so I researched about the Empire State Building and other relevant architecture in New York. Once I got my basic research finished, I started to plan my visual design. I wanted to create a 3D design that felt like you were walking through the journey that Santiago made in the book. Because he started his journey at an 1890s Spanish church, I wanted to start my journey there as well. As you walk through the design, you see the Empire State Building, one of the most popular New York architecture spots. The end of the virtual reality journey ends at the pyramids. This is also where Santiago ended part of his journey. Although this was my first idea, I edited it until I was happy with my design. I ended up erasing the Statue of Liberty because I only needed one personal reference. My overall theme is adaptation and evolution. Architecture has evolved over time and is still evolving now. In the book, Santiago didn't know what his personal legend was. By the end of the book, he figured out what his personal legend was: to be an alchemist. Prior to designing my model, we were given some time to experiment with Toothbrush, as we had never used it before. I learned about the colors, brushes, settings, and special effects. From my research, I learned that Spanish architecture plays a big part in Spanish culture. The churches are sacred places of worship because almost the entire population of Spain is Christian. From my research about the Egyptian pyramids, I learned that pharaohs were buried underneath them. The pharaohs were considered very royal and pure, so they needed a huge temple to live in for the afterlife. Maybe that's why Santiago thought his treasure was buried there. Finally, it was time to start building my design in Toothbrush. It took me about 2 months to complete my final model. I didn't realize it was going to be so hard to draw 3D artwork. I think that my project carried out my theme as well. Because I drew 3 different architectural buildings from different time periods, it represented evolution of architecture. Each of my buildings communicated a part of my journey, a part of Santiago's, and a part of Spain's. This is what connected with my theme. After finishing my model, it was time to write a little bit about it. We were required to write what our theme was, what we based our design off of, and the overall story behind it. From this project, I've learned many new things. I've expanded my knowledge of technology and how it connects to different subjects. I think it is really cool that you can integrate school topics such as reading and writing into a modern piece of technology. I feel so thankful that I got the opportunity to try this, and I hope that virtual reality will be used more often for upcoming school assignments.